We never meant to break up a country. It was only a short trip to support the elections in Eastern Europe in 1990. We went to give general political advice to New Democrats, small d, and to have a wild time. But while we gave our seminars and speeches, and while we did have a wild time, something else happened too. We inadvertently ended up advising a particular party in a particular part of Europe whose election would, for better or for worse, mark a turning point in the lives of millions of people. Really, we were mainly there out of curiosity, to see this novel world that had only just opened up to outsiders after the fall of communism in the Soviet Union and across the Eastern Bloc, and to have a wild time. We drank a lot of Czech beer, very good, Hungarian wine, good, and Russian champagne, less so. We talked a lot, often after copious amounts of Czech beer, insightful, Hungarian wine, moderately insightful, and Russian champagne, gibberish. More importantly, we also encountered the kind of participatory democracy that none of us had ever seen before, and most of us haven't witnessed again since. This was politics as politics, not the world-weary trudge or reluctant drive to the polling station, not gathering signatures on ballot propositions in shopping malls, not sending postcards to registered voters who possibly couldn't even remember why they belonged to a party in the first place. This was the kind of politics that meant something, that inspired the Athenians to climb the hill to the Pnyx to vote, that inspired the suffragists to face jail or death to win the right to vote, that inspired the Selma marchers to stand their ground in the face of police attacking them with tear gas and charging horsemen on the Edmund Pettus Bridge, that inspires millions of voters to wait hours in line to cast their ballot from Kabul to Johannesburg, El Salvador, Algeria, Liberia, and even some places in the United States. Hell, you gotta love that sort of politics. We love that sort of politics. Though looking back through the lens of everything that has happened since in Eastern European politics, U.S. politics, and global politics, it feels as if we were in a different world. For sure, we were different people then. So that's how we'll write our story, as if it was something that happened to other people. Of course, this was all 30 years ago, so our recollections aren't necessarily perfect, nor are those of the others who were on that same journey to whom we've reached out. We think it's all accurate, more or less. And if it's a little embellished here or words are attributed to the wrong person there, or we inadvertently cause mild embarrassment to individuals, then do believe us that any such shortcomings are accidental rather than malevolent. Put it this way. We've tried to get it as right as we can, just because that's the best way to tell the story. All of this is meant to say that we hope our story will give you an idea of what we did in a past life that will make you smile a little, learn a little, and not reach for a computer to send us angry emails. Unintended consequences. They only wanted to help. They were only there for a couple of weeks. There were only a couple dozen, maybe a few more, back-of-house political operators from the United States, Canada, South America, and all over. Kelly Kimball and Barry Fadem worked on ballot initiatives in numerous states throughout the U.S. Trish Whitcomb was a direct mail specialist. Andrew Frank was a campaign advance man. They were all on a whistle-stop tour to help new parties understand how to compete and win in the first free elections in Eastern Europe in decades. Like a school trip, but with seminars. What harm could they do? Other than losing Barry Fadem's glasses, followed by losing Fadem himself, and offending a room full of Hungarians, Kimball still blames an interpreter's snafu, and outraging a bunch of staunchly Catholic Poles when Kimball decided to promote reproductive rights, and upsetting the American embassy in Prague that a bunch of folks they'd never heard of were apparently helping fight an election down in Bratislava, the capital of Slovakia, though probably not upsetting them as much as the Czech minister for buses.